Now we turn into the measurement of variability. That means the difference between the variable kind of like the data. So how the data fluctuate between the mean value or something like that. So we will go with the range, the standard deviation, and the variance. That's going to be all the three very kind of measures to just use for this variability measurement. For the rest, interquantized range and the coefficient of variance, you can do it by yourself and just take a look on that one. So we come with the range first, and for this one, normally the people, when they talk about the variability, that means they try to make the comparison between the two different kinds of data. So basically, like I call this one to be the data A, okay. And we will check and just make comparison with the another one. So this is data A with our like previous data we already know in the previous section, and I will put like the data B, okay. This one will be called data B, okay. And the data B's and data A, actually they're the same. They have the same number of the observation of the 70, but I will change a little bit. For example, I put instead of the 540 here, I put like 10,000. I'm pretty sure that there's some kinds of house or apartment that's very kind of expensive, right? You can put it like, for one, has the 10th bedroom, they have the pool, the lake for swimming, and maybe helicopter base. Just kidding, like that. And another one, like for the smallest number, I would just put like $200, okay, for a very cheap one, low end one. And we would make the comparison between the two data and how they are different. What the people will call the measures of the variability, okay. And first we come up with the idea about range. Range could be different between the largest and the smallest value of mass and mean values in the data. So for the data A, and I put another one, this will be for data B something, okay. Okay, data A and data B. So what the difference? Even like for this one, you can also do it with the measurements of the data A and data B, like for even the mean, okay. You can make some kind of quick comparison between them two. So you see like they're different in the mean value, right? Because of the mean will be the average of all the observation including the data. So when I change for the very small numbers, the smallest values of the data and the largest value of the data, so now the means had changed. But if you come and play with the same idea, okay, it's not P, it could be X-ray. So X2 into X71, so they still the same. And even for mole, I get that they quite the same now too. Okay, so they didn't change, but just the only thing changed when they change for the smallest and the largest values will be the mean, the average. And now we will go and see like compare between the variability between the two data. First of all, I'll come with the range. For range, actually I cannot measure for the range, but I have to go with the kind of like intermediate process with the maximum values and minimum value first. How can I do it? Very simple, right? I just have to put in like the mass, okay, function, and I put in like this way. You see the maximum values of the data A such will be from $715. The most expensive apartment here over the 70 different apartment, and the mean values we go with the same, and that's going to be 525. Okay, so easily we can do with the range, the difference between the mass and the mean values. Okay, that's be 190. So that we can say like the difference between the most expensive and cheapest apartment in the data set is $190. Okay, and you can also do the same idea with the with this one. Okay, with the database that I would just do it very quick, like with the maximum they will be from x2 into x71. Okay, 10,000 of course, and the mean will be 200, right? I would use the mean from x2 into x71, and that would be it. And we try to see the range, which would be the difference between maximum minus 4 the minimum. Okay, 9,800. So because the range of the section B, okay, of the data in the data set number B could be larger than the range in the data set A. So I can say, what can I say over here? I can say the variability of data set B is stronger. Okay, they more vary. Okay, then the data set B. Okay, that's clear. Okay, that's not a kind of very big deal, I guess so. And let's check it with this one. So then it's different with the other kind of criteria. I'd go with the variant. The variance could be the measure of variability when you base on the difference between the value of each observation and the mean value. So the more different between the observation to the mean value, the larger the variance will be. And they provide already for the function and the equation of the variance here. So actually, like, we just stick with the sample function, sample equation, because the data normally will be just used for the sample and population. You can review about the definition of sample population later in the previous chapter of chapter 1, or later in the section of the sampling and sample distribution. But now you just have to remember that we will use the function for the variance of the sample over here. So now with another criteria, we would call the variance. So the variance of the data set A, I would just very easy use it like var dot s. That's to be the variance of the sample. Okay, and number from like B2 into B71, right? That's simple. And you see like it is 2,900 and something, blah 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 blah. Actually, it's very hard for even the statistician to just explain about what exactly this means. But the thing will be like, we just make the comparison. We just make everything on the comparison between the two data sets. So the same thing we will apply for the var.s, but for the second data set, right? x2 into x71, and that should be very large. Okay, so another one more time, I see like the variance, the explanation for variabilities of the data set B is much larger than the set A. So I can say one more time, variability of data set B is stronger. Okay, and the last section, the last one that I want to introduce to you will be like standard deviation. Actually, that's very simple. That's just the positive square root of the variance. So it means when you have a larger variance, so there will be larger standard deviation. Okay, so for the standard deviation, sometimes even when you see like why because they're just the square root of a variance, why we really need the standard deviation, actually they have more meaningful than that, and you will know that in the full video of the explanation of the section. But over here, standard deviation, right? That could be something we also sometimes just not use variance, and we want to compare between the different variability between two data sets. So we use the same idea with the standard deviation, and we make the comparison between the two. So how can we do it? We just have to put in STDEVs. That's going to be the stand for standard deviation, and of course dot S, because this is a sample. So from B2 into B71 is over here 54.7 something, and we check it the standard deviation of this one, STDEV dot S. So we check it from X2 into X71. Okay, that's 1,000 something. Okay, oh, they're different. Okay, so one more time, you see like this one, the standard deviation is larger in the dark data B's than the data set A. Okay, so one more time I can make the same conclusion. Variability of data set B is stronger than the data set A. Oh, I'm sorry, this would be data set A. Okay, okay. Yep, sorry. Okay, and I hope that you guys have been clear about the application of the RAND, variance, and standard deviation in comparison between the two data sets variability. And another option that could be one thing I wanted to show you very quick, like this one could be the application. Well, this would be what the people call the application of data analysis packet on Excel. Okay, so the thing would be like all the thing I do with you, like mean, median, or the modes, or range and variance and standard deviation, all the things we try to do with the function here, with the algorithm that I showed you before. We can do it manually by ourselves. But actually, the same with the SPSS and the other kinds of statistical tool, they normally will be integrated right in the tool or the application. So how can we do it? So normally with the data, I told you that we have to go through with the home and the insert button, right? But we have not started with the data, and this very strong part for the data analysis. And actually right in the very ends of the right side of the section, you see the window, we have the bottom called the data analysis. Before, like below it will be the solver. Some of you guys will say, "Look, I don't have this one in this kind of part of my Excel." It's simple, because they are not available in your Excel, and it's somewhere. So I show you how to open it on. Go in File, and then click on Option. Okay, so with you guys, just go into Add-in. Add-in, that means you can add in some kind of new function and new kinds of like control into your Excel, and manage, and then you manage for the Excel add-in and go. So with your computer now, it should be look like this one. All of the box has been not checked. Yes, just the only thing you have to do will be click on the very first, the second, and the fourth one, the Euro currency tool. That's good for the kind of international finance analysis, but it's not for this course, and they quite hard, and that slow down your Excel. So I don't want to use it. So I just recommend you guys not to stick them. Just choose the three as already recommend for you, and click OK. And when you click OK, so that takes for about like a minute for everything to be run on, and this will be installed for the packet into your computer. Just wait, and then it's will be available. I did have it right here, so I don't really want to do it. And now, like when you go back, and you can see like your data analysis tool will be available up here. And now the thing will be, I like go do it and see what will be the magic here. I click on, and they actually offer me a wide range of selection of all the tasks, and also the thing that we're going to do in the later of the chapter of all the class. But now we just stick with the descriptive statistic, right? That's very straightforward, because our section will be descriptive statistic, and click OK. The input range will be the data I really want to do. So I just need the rental cost, so I include it all from B1 into B71. Here I will put in the label in the third row. That means it understand that the third row was not the data but just the label of the variable. Output rent, I put it over here because I want to just save it right directly into this kind of worksheet. Okay, and don't forget to click in the summarize statistic. Later I will show you how to deal with the other one, but for this section we just stick with the summarize statistic only, and you click OK. What you gonna see here? Okay, what you gonna see here would be very important. You can change it like into time in Roman as I usually do, and you see, if you see it over here, the mean value is over here. Okay, this is the mean. They are the same. You also have the standard error, no, but the median. Okay, the median. Okay, the same mode is here. Standard deviation, STD, right? Sample variant. You see they the same. Kurtosis and skewness, that's the other kinds of criteria for your data, but we'll talk about that later. But this is the metric RAND. Even when you didn't have to calculate for the maximum and minimum value, there's a variable here, and they automatically calculate for the RAND too. So convenient, right? And the count total number of observation. There's a number of observation. The variable is here too. I do it one more time with my second data set, okay, with the data plan B, and one more time I do it with the data analysis tool, descriptive statistic, and this time just remember that all this one should be clear, and the data sets will be from X1 into X71, okay, and I put the output range will be maybe over here, just to make the comparison reason, okay. See like how they are different. And summarize statistic, remember to check it, right? And I say okay, and the same thing we have. Okay, so this will be all the thing I want to talk about. You can save off your time when you go with the descriptive statistic and the basic calculation based on the application of a data analysis packet on Excel. And this will be the end of this section, and thank you a lot for your listening.